Well, hey guys, what is going on? Yeah, Brent Abel back here with a follow-up to today's episode of What's the Right Shot. In today's episode, we are working on the forehand half volley in doubles against a returner who loves to chip and charge, get it down at your feet, and then move on in and make the half volley even tougher. Because not only is it right there in front of you bouncing, but he's also moving in. And you better be precise with this. The thing that we talked about in the earlier episode of What's the Right Shot today is racket prep, right? Is making it sure that you've got the racket prepped behind the eventual point of contact. If you come into this with a racket head prepped up, which is not behind the eventual contact point, you're going to have to hack down, right? So if you haven't seen that episode, go back to the channel, Web Tennis channel, and you will see it, and I want you to watch that. In the meantime, let's talk about the mindset here. And the mindset is that you want to make sure that you allow the ball to get into the ideal point of contact so you can control the shot. If you get a little jumpy, a little nervous, a little anxious, a little stressful, you're going to reach out too early. And when you reach out too early on this half volley, forehand or backhand, it has a tendency to pop up. And obviously we don't want that. So you've mentally got to be able to slow things down in your mind so that you allow the ball to get into, for you, what is the ideal point of contact. For me, this is it on the forehand right here, where I can absorb the ball. I can allow the ball to sort of dwell on the string bed and not have this sense that I need to get rid of this. I think too often what happens is we get stressed out in this situation and we don't want to deal with it, so we try to get rid of the ball too soon. And for me, I feel like I want this ball to come in and allow it to compress, right? Allow it to compress against the string bed for much better control. And there's a sense of allowing it to, with a flat racket face, kind of dwell, sit there, change shape, and then a lot of the rebound coming out of the string bed is just that ball reshaping itself, right? So I want you to work on this. One way to do this is to be thinking that your target over there, your target, whatever it is, and this one, I'll show you where I end up going with this. I end up going, into the alley slightly. But if you see where the ball crosses the net, right? If the ball crosses the net right about here, the camera angle doesn't really show exactly, but let's say it's right there, right? Let's say the ball's now going over the top of the net there. What you want to be thinking about is that your target right now is not that spot literally in the alley, but that your target is in your mind's eye. You're going, I want to go about a foot above this exact part of the net. I don't know if that's a foot, maybe it's 8, whatever it is. But your target is a spot above the top of the net. Your target's not a spot. I mean, obviously, if you go where you want to above the top of the net, it's going to equate to this landing spot. But I think too often what we do here is we start thinking, okay, well, I want this to go at that guy's feet. And look, I mean, from right here, if you're thinking, I want to go to the guy's feet, your mind's eye is looking through the net, that obstacle that you're trying to avoid at that guy's feet. Instead, let's make the target a lot more tangible, a lot more stationary with, in your mind's eye, hey, what's that spot above the top of the net that I want this thing to go low and slow and cross over the top of that? And I can't tell you this was my intended target. I mean, I might have been thinking more towards the feet, and maybe it just ends up over here, whatever. But that's your target. All right, look, hope this has been helpful. The other thing is I want to help you with talking about nerves and stress and that kind of stuff. and especially between first and second serves, is what we do between points, how we think between points. And look, we've got 25 seconds, right? Which is most of the match. On average, the between points time, the side change time, is on average 80% of the time we're on the court. How long does this point take? This point doesn't take more than, I don't think it takes 5 seconds. Maybe it's 4 seconds. So if you manage the huge majority of the time of the match, which is spent between points, that's what creates clarity, shot choice clarity, creates confidence. And I've got a 4 parts between point system that I go through every time between points. It starts right here, right after the point's over, and I keep it going until the start of the next point. I've got a free video for you that'll show you, detail for you, my exact 4 parts between points system. Right down below, there is a link in the description area. Click it, and you will get access to that free video. Guys, hope this has been helpful today with a little episode of the Tennis Mindset Project. As always, it's time. We got to get out there. We got to help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, see you again next time.